Now for more mundane bits of information. I just wanted to give a quick overview of what really brought us together here today. Our efforts within OEHHA to compile periodic reports that document what climate change looks like in California. We've been doing this since 2009, as Lauren had mentioned. We are into our 4th edition, and we are able to do this only with the close collaboration of many, many scientists from state agencies, federal agencies, research institutions, and with the most recent edition, California's tribal nations. Just a quick illustration, I think Lauren alluded to this as well. We are often asked we the indicator report fits the broader suite of larger statewide climate efforts, and the quick answer is we look back, we report observations, we present trends, we tell a story about what has happened. I like to think of it as a family album that allows us to look back, not necessarily fondly, and see where we've been and where we are. We have the climate change assessments that look forward. They are based on regional research and scenarios that help inform future planning for building resilience and for adaptation. And speaking of adaptation, the third piece is, what are we doing about it? It's the state adaptation strategy that outlines the state's commitment to addressing climate risks, and the scoping plan, which lays out strategies and approaches for reducing carbon emissions and reducing atmospheric concentrations of carbon by various means. And just as a final word, our 4th edition came out in November of 2022. In that report, we recognize that we have been characterizing the report as a statewide picture, but then we realized there was a huge gaping hole in the picture. In the jigsaw puzzle that presents a picture of California climate change, we were missing the tribal piece. And so we sought to engage tribes beginning in 2019, and are so thankful for about 40 tribes who shared their experiences with us through listening sessions, and 8 tribes who contributed specific reports documenting how they have been impacted by climate change. Our indicator report tells a story for each indicator by summarizing what's being presented, presenting a figure or a map showing what has happened, discussing what the indicator is showing, talking about what is important about the indicators, and recognizing that it doesn't exist in a vacuum, discussing the various factors that influence the trends that we're seeing. We do acknowledge, again, the many collaborators, some of whom are in the room, that we are so grateful for, and also providing references that could help other researchers in their climate change work. I'm not going to go over the specific indicators. We have a panel of state agency representatives this afternoon who are going to provide updated science and data on several climate change topics, and I'll save that for later and just highlight the fact that what we found was no surprise. There's a continuation and acceleration of trends. There are episodes that are upticks or dips that all generally tell bad news, that climate change is happening on top of natural variability, and that, as Chris mentioned, there are compounding and cascading impacts. And I'm out of time, but I just wanted to highlight that in addition to the geeky information we found in the report, all of us came away with many lessons learned. And that is reflected in the theme of today's symposium, the need to invite people to the table, to recognize the value of diverse knowledges, and to acknowledge that, as Robin said, we're all in this together. The only way we can come up with solutions is to work together, invite diverse perspectives, to gain a better understanding of what we're dealing with and figure out how to best approach it. And so with that, we'll break for lunch and reconvene at 1:15. Thank you.